What a morning. What a morning. Whew. Crazy rain happening right now. Well, it is a crazy morning this morning. Barely have any time to get set up. As you can see around me, there is literally no snow. This is like a week later when I put in the maple taps. And we have some. We have 2 full buckets and 3 buckets that are partly full. And I was coming here to boil the sap down because it's staying quite warm these days, so it's very hard for me to process and keep the sap to be able to process it properly. But unfortunately, we're in for a massive storm right now. Mega rain, 20 to 40 millimeters, and then an ice/snowstorm tomorrow. So, oh boy, I don't know if this is really going to work. I think I might have to see if I can get, I don't know what to do, whether I should just get I have a 10 by 10 kind of a little gazebo I can kind of put over this so it doesn't I'm not defeating the purpose of starting the fire and then all the water goes in the sap. But the wind right now is gusting up to 40 kilometers an hour plus, so I just don't really know what's going to happen. Or do I wait till tomorrow when it snows? I'm not really sure. So take a look at my new setup. So this is the idea, supposed to be the idea, is these bricks right here. I've got some cinder blocks, and then to make it more even, and then just a few little ones at the back, put some gaps in there so the air can flow. But yeah, that's the idea. Well, I'm just gonna pause and have some breakfast here and collect my thoughts. I thought I had more time than this. The rain was supposed to start around 9-10 o'clock and get kind of heavier then. Unfortunately, it started earlier. So at least I've got my setup ready. But man, the wind is really strong and the rain was really it's coming down. It's not like a mist. I thought I was going to be dealing with misting rain, which I'm like, oh, that's fine. Now this is actually pretty significant. So it's not going to let up for 2 days in terms of the rain and the snow. And then next time I can get here, it's going to be the same deal. So kind of got to put up with it. And it's going to be kind of an unusual year this year. Take a look at the buckets down there. So I had a little chair there. It fell over, but yeah, you can see the buckets were up to the top. I buried them in snow. There's some on there. There's 3 there. There's a couple back in the woods over here. Oh, there's one back in there, I think. And then the other one's sort of back through there. You can see it. So we did get some production, but like I said, the temperatures have been kind of weird. So they've been double digits, 17 degrees, 19 degrees, 9 degrees, 10 degrees, and then not that cold at night. So the sap flow has been less than ideal. It's been suboptimal so far. And then next week's not looking much better. This will be kind of a wintry mixed storm, and then it's going to warm up again next week. So I'll have a hard time preserving the sap in these conditions. So not an ideal year. Just making some waffles and eggs again because I need to clear my thoughts and think about what I'm going to do. But oh well, it is what it is. We're here at the cabin, going to have a nice time regardless. It's just a shame if my maple situation doesn't pan out the way I wanted it to. I'm doing this 14 years now. This is the first time I've kind of run into this sort of really warm, nasty weather kind of situation. So whatever, always something new. Different sounds of the cabin since I came back. There's geese and robins and of course the chickadees. Siskins seem to have diminished in numbers since last week. All right, we got the fire going. Let's get some sap in there. So you can see, just gonna pre-filter the sap. There's some chunks that got in there, so I just got one of my filters. Pretty thick this year from the store. And we'll filter it into one of the other buckets, and then we'll put it into the evaporator pan. Well, here comes the weather. Just in time. See the rain drops a little bit there. Pretty heavy wind. Well, I'm gonna camp out in the SUV here with Royce. Watch the fire. But it's going good. I like this setup. So at first we kind of turned the blocks a little bit to get some air to get it started, but honestly the wind is so strong today, it's zipping through the cracks, no problem. It's fueling the fire just fine. So this is so much better than putting it over there. It won't tip over. So if I can get it hot enough with the temperature and the wind and stuff, this week I've got a half of an evaporator pan full of sap, so hopefully the rain won't cause too much of an issue. Oh, my buckets are flipping everywhere. Jeez. But we'll see. Going well. I love this new setup. Whoa. That's some strong wind. Well, these RAV4s are pretty fun. Royce and I snuggled right up in here. Got the hatch up so I don't get rained on, but wouldn't this have been the time for my awning? Yeah, it would have been. My car camping awning. That way I could have sat outside, although the wind's pretty bad. But yeah, we could have had a fun time under the awning and stuff like that. So now we're in the SUV right now. Put the seats back and relax. Got to watch the fire. I'm gonna bring up a bucket of water in case there's a situation with the grass. Gotta be really careful this time of year, even though kind of damp outside. I'm gonna bring up a little bucket of water here too. Just gotta be careful. Even though the grass looks like it's damp, it's kind of crunchy after the snow's kind of melted away and it's had a week of the sunshine on it. So yeah, it's the time of year you get it with grass fires and stuff like that, so gotta be super careful. But yeah, it's a very different year this year. So today we're burning hardwood, including ironwood. It's very strong, a lot of grain in that one, so it burns forever. So this is good, it's what we need. I want to get this done quickly before the rest of the storm hits. It's going really well. Love the sounds of spring. Hear those red-winged blackbirds? They just got back. They were not here last week. That's so cool. Just went and checked on the fence. A tree fell on it again, so my fence mending work is never ending. So it's not bad. What I did last year is actually pretty decent. And I'm just gonna keep going after Royce's incident of running on the road. Last year I gotta make sure he's safe and their drivers are safe and stuff, so we'll keep working away. That fence is super old, super rusted out field fence, so I'm putting up newer fence. Little by little, we'll get her done. Keeping the fire stoked while I'm checking the fence. Well, she's finally boiling. You can see it. Whoa. Yeah, see those bubbles there? This is good. And I don't want to be boiling tomorrow during the snowstorm, so we'll get this done today. Thankfully there's lots of wood from the deadfall. So we burned it for a long time. There's like lots of stuff stacked up right by the by our shed there. So did that I think in the fall, I can't remember. But I knew I wanted to do this spring, so we need lots of wood. Whoa. That's crazy. There's some foam on the surface here. I'm going to use this little pancake flipper to get it off. It reduces the evaporation, so you take this off down over there. You can see sap's starting to change color once the wind dies back here a little bit. There you go. See, it's kind of a golden color. I think that's the kind of sap we'll get this time of year. Golden, it's early on. Well, who knows these days with the weather, but that'd be nice. Or amber, we'll find out. Well, we are almost there. It's kind of miserable out there. Really pouring rain now, so I've got my shell on. But I'm just going to get the bucket, because what I do is I will not add more fuel to this fire today. It's almost done. We've got like a ½ inch left in the evaporator pan. So it's been awesome. It's only been 3 hours and we've been able to get through that. So we had quite the fire going there. So what I'm going to do is get a little pail, because then we'll transport that nearly finished sap so I can properly manage it at home, and I left my bricks meter at home and all that kind of stuff. So we'll do the final finishing at home. Got some beautiful golden sap in there that you can kind of see. Well, this is gonna be great. This is the stuff you can't get in stores. That's why I love to do it. Whew, smoke and the steam. So yeah, this is really close. Probably got about 7-8 liters in there right now. Expecting to get a liter from this first boil. So it can stop raining a little bit, so that's good. And then you get a glimpse of that beautiful golden color. This is the kind of sap that you cannot, the kind of syrup that you can't really get in stores, except for if you go to a sugar bush. Very light golden, delicious on pancakes or for gourmet cooking. Darker stuff happens at the end of the season. Things are wrapping up. I've had some dark and extra dark in the past. Well, extra dark is the old term. Now it's just dark. Beautiful. All right, so we had to pull this off the fire. Look at the hot bed of coals there. Eh? Oh, so warm. So there we go. We don't have much left in the pan. I'm risking burning stuff at this point, so we've just pulled it off. We'll let it cool in the pan a bit. So yeah, so we're letting this cool right here, and then I'll filter it into a smaller pan. That's the color we're getting, guys. It's awesome. Right, so now I'm going to just filter some into the pail. This is so handy having this valve here. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's the color of the golden sap. Now I'm going to just sort of refrigerate this here in the field with a bit of snow where I can find it. And then we'll boil this off at home. All right, there's a little bit of snow just behind these pines, so just gonna let this refrigerate right here. Time check, that took us 3.5 hours from starting the fire to get down to just a few liters of sap. Probably get 1 liter of syrup out of that. Well, thanks for joining me for probably the weirdest first maple boil of the year. Really nasty weather, no snow, but fun was had nonetheless, and I love my new setup. I wish I would have done this sooner, but this is awesome. I'm excited again for next year to use this setup too. All right, have a great week. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.